Hey guys, thanks for clicking on my video. A lot of people have been asking about masking and how to do it and what it is and if they have it, so hopefully this video will go over the basics. I might put out a second half if people want me to and they think they don't get it as much still. So, without further ado, I'll show you how to do that. First of all, masking is the process of basically taking out part of the video but still having it play. So yeah, I'll basically show you with a visual example here and how to do it. So I have this regular clip, video and audio, nothing special, no effects on it, and what I'm going to do is click the event pan/crop button, which is on the top right, or you can right click and go down to a video event pan/crop. So I'm here now, this pops up, should look exactly like this. And you'll see on the bottom left, the very bottom left, it'll say mask and then a checkbox. What you're going to want to do is click that, then click on your first keyframe. And if you don't know what keyframes are, check out my keyframing videos before you do this. So yeah, you're on your first keyframe. Make sure you're still there. And we're just gonna mask out my friend Jesse's head right here, okay? Okay, his head's kind of big, so here's what we do. There's a tool over here that says Anchor Creation Tool. It's the first one. It's not Anchor Deletion. It's Anchor Creation on the top left. Click on that. Alright, and then draw. Yeah, you have to draw around his head. It's not like drawing like in Paint. You have to click and then click again. And you see how those two dots connected with each other. That's what you have to do. You have to draw a shape like this. Just draw a shape around his head. Or whatever object you're doing as such. And I'm not going to do this as precise. Sometimes you have to get really close up and do it. But it's not that big a video right now. So get around the spot you want to. Connect it. Like that, so now we have it like this. And if you want to move it around, go to the normal edit tool above the anchor creation tool, and then you can move it around like this. Yeah, so, okay. Basically, that's what I want. So, I have it like that. And see, as you can see down here on the preview window, if I move over, I just masked out everything except his head, and it's still there. Now, say that we wanted to mask out somebody's head for a set period of time. Now, we're going to keyframe it so we mask out this person's head every frame. And let me show you how to do that. If you want to get rid of your mask, right-click and click Reset Mask. So my other friend Daniel over here, we're going to mask out his head, okay? And you can see him over there. So get your Anchor Creation tool. Draw around his head. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. I mean, if you want it good, it does. So I have his head. There you go. Now, as you can see, it's going to be like that the whole entire film. And if I don't want it like that, just right-click and click Reset Mask. And then click hold. And we discussed holding. And it should do that. I know it's crazy, right? That you can even do this. Unfortunately, it looks like holding isn't doing it. Just move the keyframe really like right behind it, and then that'll solve the problem. There you go. And then it'll start like that. So zoom in on your timeline right here for cropping by scrolling, and then we're on this, right? Then we're gonna move your to the next keyframe by clicking right on your arrow keys, and then it changes the frame. And make sure that circle stays on his head like that. Then we're gonna go to the next keyframe. And we're going to move the circle we can right click and click select all, and then it'll look like this. Sometimes it'll get all out of whack. Make sure you get on one of the squares. Then we're going to move it over. Then we're gonna go to the next frame, do the same thing, and the next frame, and you don't always have to do it frame by frame, you can sometimes fool with it a little bit, but if you want to be safe, you're gonna have to do it frame by frame, and sometimes that takes a long time, but that's how it is. So, again, you just move it, and you keep moving it the whole time. And there you go, we have a couple made up. It only lasts about maybe a second or two. But, as you can see when I play it, it masks out his head, and it follows him for a tiny bit. That's probably a little hard to see from such a very small space, but that's how it looks. So, again, if you don't have the masking effect, this is important if you want to listen. It's either because you have a very early version of Vegas, you don't have the expensive version of Vegas, which is about $500 or something. You can probably find it for a discount. Which is the cheaper one's called like Vegas Movie Studio or Platinum. I can't remember. I haven't checked out any other versions. So if you don't have it, it means you have the wrong version. If something's wrong or corrupted with your copy, that's what it means. Okay, so a lot of people have asked about that. There are also other options you can mess around with, like the path. Opacity means how much of it is there, like if you gray it out or not. Feather, we all know what feather is. Adds those kind of like lines over instead of a solid circle. You can zoom. You can respace your grid. Anti-alias and mode, if you're wondering, they're just different ways of viewing it. Like, let me show you. Say I masked out just some weird shape like that, okay? And made it like that. If we change the mode to negative, it looks like that, and we change it to positive, it looks like that. As you can see, it just, and then you can disable it completely, and nothing's there. Anti-alias doesn't really, you don't need to worry about it. It doesn't really do anything, so nothing to really worry about. So that's how you do masking. Pan, crop, draw it. You can keyframe it. And there's also a couple cool... I thought I'd show you this effect if I have time. Okay, I have a little time. Let's do this, shall we? So, drag your clip in. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so we have this clip, right? You're going to want to make two things of the clip. This is just for a cool effect, by the way. So, make two cool effects. Or, 2 tracks. My bad. Which means 2 video and 2 audio. And then copy and paste your video up here so it looks like this. You have 2 of each. You don't have to have 2 audio, but it doesn't really make a difference. And you're the very top one you're going to want to crop. Okay, the very top one. Or, yeah, go to the crop, and then you're going to want to mask it. Okay, draw any shape, it doesn't matter. You could draw some, let's just draw some very weird thing. So it looks like that, some definitely demented thing. Yours, you could just be like a square, it doesn't have to be so stupid like this. So yeah, we have that, okay? Now you can see it looks exactly the same. Doesn't look any different. By itself, it looks like that. The other clip, yeah, looks exactly the same still though. Go to video effects. Let's put in anything, like let's make it red, okay? Then you can see that portion of the clip, only that portion had the effects applied to it. As you can see, the red to it. So that's what that does. It just applies effects to that certain point. So you could use all kinds of stuff here. We could, let's see. Same goes as blurring out somebody's face. If you just mask over their face and keyframe it, and then you add the blur effect, it'll do the same thing. Like, let's find a blur. Here's the blur. Not the best blur, but, and as you can see, it blurs it a lot. It's blurring it. Like so. And that's how you do that, and then the effects are only applied to that section. So that is how you mask. Any questions, leave comments, message me. I might put out a part 2 if it's necessary. Comment and tell me what you thought, or how I can improve my tutorials in any way. Thanks for clicking on my video, guys, and have a good day.